Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. I've been going through a lot of shit, and it just feels like, well, it felt like everything in my life was starting to spiral out of control. Kind of still is. I'm starting to enact steps to rectify the situation, and hopefully it pans out and becomes level. But that's something that's not going to be mentioned on here. Well, details anyway. But welcome again. Well, welcome back to highlights of my collection. This is episode 4. And yeah, I know again, I'm sorry I've been absent for a while. But let's just get right into it, shall we? Now, I've been a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons for the longest time, ever since second edition or GamerSpeak 2E, which is second edition. And granted, I've played many different races and classes and everything, and I stumbled upon a very interesting character created by R.A. Salvatore. Awesome novelist, by the way. He created this underground elf or dark elf, which they're more actually known as drow elves. His greatest creation in the role-playing world, Dristu Erden. Again, awesome character. Read almost every single one of the novels, and I saw that he's on he's been put in comic books, and so I want to show you this. Granted, I'm behind on all this, but Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter Tales issue number 3, The Legend of Drist. I love the art. I don't know who. I think this, yeah, Padilla art. I love how he captured Drist and his magical panther Guinevere. And granted, I don't know who this woman is. I've been out of the game for quite some time, but it is an awesome cover, gorgeous art, and love how everything is starting to come into comic book form. Now, this next one, it's type of it has kind of political leaning theme to it, but I digress. I love how women are coming into power, especially in Congress and in the Senate. Granted, this has nothing. This has no. There's no political figure on this, but Wolverine, well, all new Wolverine number 6, Women in Power. No, sorry, Women of Power variant. I love how Laura Kinney, aka X-23, is just jumped out of the window and looks like she's about ready to attack someone. But now this kind of reminds me of this book that's actually taking off from a very short series of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez by DC. It was canceled because this one cover depicted Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as Wonder Woman, and it is a gorgeous cover. I want to get it for obvious reasons, and I've seen how high it is skyrocketed ever since that series was canceled. I mean, just it alone, it used to be $30 for the book. Now it's up to it goes from 300 to like $1,500, depending on the condition. Damn. I'm hoping I get that book soon. I really want that book. This next one is a homage of a very old Avengers book, Avengers World, Number 15, um, paying homage to Hawkeye and Ant-Man, where Ant-Man's on Hawkeye's arrow tip and about ready to be shot. I love how covers pay homage to originals, and even as people like to call them, cover swipes, or actually more of a parody cover. But yes, I love how homages are becoming a thing within the collecting's world. And yeah, I know some people bitch about it. I like it. I really do. And I will continue collecting certain homages that I like. Now, everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Wolverine. Everyone. So this one was I think this is the first book I bought when I was actually collecting back over 20 years ago, close to 30 years ago. uh, I had I had no clue what was going on at the time because I just picked this issue up at first and noticed that Wolverine was going through some very interesting trials and tribulations. Um, Later on, I came to find out that he had his adamantium uh, literally ripped from his skeleton by Magneto in Wolverine number 75, the Fatal Attraction story arc. And as I'd done more digging on that certain story arc, that the adamantium actually laid dormant certain aspects of Wolverine's innate abilities. Before he had the adamantium fused to a skeleton, his healing factor was, for lack of a better term, more efficient. He healed as quickly as he was injured. When he had the adamantium fused to the skeleton, it kind of lessened the efficacy of his healing factor and kind of suppressed. Actually, not even kind of. It actually did suppress certain aspects of his berserker rages. Because when he during the time when he just had bone claws and no adamantium, his berserker rages were beyond feral. I mean, they're the epitome of primal. And Wolverine number 90, it shed some light as to why what the adamantium did to his body and his innate abilities. Excellent issue. I love the arc. Excuse me, guys. Hold on, I need a drink. Don't worry, it's only Norwegian Kool-Aid. Okay, that's much better. But yeah, I love the story arc, love the issue, and I love the history behind it. This next one is part of the story arc I was just talking about. But little did I know that a page in this book actually was hinting at a future character. Wolverine number 80. When I picked up this book, I read it and I noticed I didn't really take into account that the test tube in like close to the end, or like page or two before the end, was hinting at a potential future character, which Laura Kinney, aka X-23, who's Wolverine's cloned but yet birthed daughter. She was that. God, so I'm losing my train of thought here. His daughter was hinted in this issue, and I actually had I actually obtained the first appearance of Laura Kinney, and my dumbass had to trade it, or actually went and traded it. And how I came upon an issue, I actually came upon the entire 7-book series. Number 3 alone, Nick's of the Nick series, was the main book that had literally all the value. Granted, I paid only $350 for the entire run, and I only wanted number 3, and I traded the rest, and then I just ended up trading the third one, like a dumbass. Now I have to find it again. So this is another awesome highlight of my collection, and when I get Nick's number 3 back, that's going to be in a video. Trust me. Trust and believe. Now these last 3 are graded books. Now I love Del Auto art. I am a huge fan of Del Auto art. And granted, I'm not a fan of Iron Fist. I love the Netflix series. I am so happy that I picked this up. Very cheap price. You would not. I could not believe how inexpensive this cost me. $25. 25 to around $35 for this gorgeous thing. Number 1, Virgin variant. I want to get this signed by Finn Jones and possibly Del Auto if I can ever find an opportunity. Want this fucker signed and graded, already graded, but I want this signed by Finn Jones and Gabriel Del Auto and add more to the value. But yes, that is another awesome highlight to my collection. Up next, we have gorgeous Mike Mayhew homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 238, Volume 1, paying homage to the Hobgoblin ripping the Spider-Man costume apart. Only this is Spider-Man ripping the Red Goblin costume apart. Gorgeous issue. Gorgeous issue. I can tell by the way the thickness of the slab is. The book is slightly thicker than most books, so obviously it has more content in it. But this is an awesome book. I love the homage, and granted, I didn't score this for an inexpensive price. I'm actually paying a value price, but it's fine. It is perfectly fine. And last but not least, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I think this is volume 5. This is signed by Mark Brooks and Nick Spencer. The Mark Brooks Virgin A exclusive. Gorgeous cover. I love how the Black Cat is sitting on a slight hammock of spiderwebs, looking fine as all hell. Gorgeous addition to my collection, and I actually picked that up for $45. And from Denmark, no less. That one and the Del Auto Iron Fist. So that is it for today's episode. I might actually be changing the scheduling of these episodes, so bear with me on this one. And there will be more episodes to come, and they will be regular. There will be no gaps in between anymore. So if you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe, and leave a comment as to what you thought. And you know how it is. Support your LCS, support your local artists, and keep on collecting. Peace.